On the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war, not only can you have dogs, but you can also have pigs. As the weather gets colder, the conditions on the battlefield get tougher, and logistical support for soldiers has become a reflection of both sides' military strength. So how does Russia's northern military group, far from home, ensure that their troops are taken care of during the winter months? A lot of people might think that the soldiers' bunkers on the front lines are just simple shelters, but in reality, the facilities inside are a lot more advanced and comfortable than we might expect. Take this newly built air raid shelter, for example. From the outside, the stairs and walls are mostly made from planks of wood, and as you can imagine, transporting these pre-made wooden planks isn't cheap. Once you step inside the shelter, you'll see that they've set up bunk beds. The lower level is used for storing supplies, while the middle and top levels are for the soldiers to rest. They've already stocked up on warm sleeping bags and other essentials, so when soldiers return from the front lines, they can just crash in comfort. The shelter even has a separate room for the commanding officers to rest, and for those that have been in use, the living conditions are even better. Step inside, and the first thing you notice are wooden storage cabinets, sinks, and a heating stove. The floors are all covered in wood, and the whole place feels warm and cozy. Even with the freezing cold outside, the soldiers inside are still wearing short sleeves, enjoying the relatively warm environment. As for the mess hall, it's basic but functional. Just a simple tent with a few tables makes up their dining area. Prepackaged military rations are only used during combat. On a regular day, the cooks prepare meals right on site with a cooking vehicle. Some of the ingredients are brought in through logistics, but others are gathered locally. After all, these positions even have a few pigs and chickens to help keep the food supply going. Of course, these pigs and chickens aren't free range. In a battlefield environment, you can't be sure what those roaming animals have been eating. Just thinking about it probably makes them lose their appetite. As for the dogs, they get real meat sausages because the soldiers are careful not to let them eat anything they shouldn't.